Greetings, everyone. This is Leah Love, and this is a video that is very long overdue because I see that right now what's most important is most families need to start thinking about homeschooling. And I come to you as a parent who has actually been homeschooling for over 10 years now. And I always had the dream to homeschool prior to, but I finally took a stand and drew that line in the sand and decided to do it from that long ago. Now, one of the reasons why I decided to homeschool was because I did not want my children indoctrinated. One, I did not want them indoctrinated by the story of slavery as far as the way in which it's taught in schools. I did not want my children traumatized by that. And another reason, even way back then, that was a huge deciding factor for me was where I saw society going in regards to um, the promotion of gay sex, gay couples. And again, this video is not about being homophobic. That's not my problem. But the way in which it's being introduced into the school system was honestly very much against my values and morals. I did not think that 5-year-olds needed to be learning about certain things. And this really started years ago. And some of you out may be surprised by that, and the reason why so many are or have been surprised over the last year and year and a half is because I feel like the vast majority of society was lulled to sleep. They were raised in a certain way and continued that trajectory in their life without ever considering that there are alternatives to getting most things that we do, getting those things done, that there's a different way to do things. And one of the key obstacles that a lot of parents encounter when they speak to somebody who's a homeschooler is one, how can they afford to do so when they need to work? And two, how dare they try to attempt to teach their children? And so what happens with a lot of people who are interested in homeschooling, and I'm talking about in general, not even related to the pandemic, but you've got to first work to um, unschool yourself. And so there's a whole um, for lack of a better word, a whole genre of homeschoolers that are called unschoolers. And that's a really fascinating topic, but there's all types of homeschooling and there's all types of homeschool curriculum out there, which is such a blessing for parents here in 2021. But what I mean by unschooling is that most parents or most people are raised to think that you don't really learn anything, or you're not supposed to learn something unless it's within 4 walls from a government sanctioned institution. And that's really opposite of what learning really is. And there's a ton of really, really great books out there that really walk you through how the human brain learns, how an individual learns, and the various techniques that you can take to kind of deprogram yourself. Because first and foremost, children learn every waking day of their lives. Every moment of their lives, children are learning. We are learning things if we allow ourselves to, but with a child who's just, starting out in life, they meet so many incidences that they're not familiar with, that they have to learn about. And so they learn from their parents, they learn from peers, they learn from social media, but one way or another, they're going to be learning something. And a lot of times that something that they're learning is not good. But adults learn the same way. And you have to begin to realize that there are tools out there for you that you can utilize to teach your child or to be a partner in your child's learning experience. And we have Google at the fingertips. We have DuckDuckGo, forget Google. And but we have these tools that we can use. There's all types of free, even free college courses. There's, so many different tutoring websites that can teach you about a subject that you might not remember, and you can walk through it with your child. There are so many different platforms for homeschooling that you can actually get a teacher if you still aren't able to trust yourself enough to guide your child's education. But that first thing is empowering yourself as a parent to understand that learning doesn't just happen in one single way and in one single location. So freeing your mind from that is absolutely critical. But then the secondary part that I mentioned earlier in terms of the resistance to homeschooling is also a very real one, and that's financial.